All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the game number 2 between Team Dignitas and Smeagol here for the American Dota League. Of course, this is the quarterfinals, the second quarterfinals game, as we saw Typical Mistakes versus Denial Esports last night in a great best-of-5 series, going all 5 games, pretty much all night as well. Thanks for joining us here on twitch.tv/American Dota League. My name is Mont. With me tonight is my co-caster from New York, along with me. NY John, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, and we got to see quite the interesting game one, really. Smeagol took the pressure to Dignitas early, ganking, snaking multiple times. In fact, I think they killed him 3 times. But while that was going on, Dignitas, the consummate professionals, were taking down every single tower of Smeagol, and it just ended up creating this insurmountable gold lead, and AUI just started getting huge. And although we did get to see a rapier come into play, it was not enough for Smeagol. We'll see if they can try and change that this time around.
Absolutely. As we are going to jump into game number 2, you talked about Team Dignitas being the consummate professionals. They were just like, all right, yeah, rapier, not a problem. Let's just push everything down, kill everybody, let Owie farm. Excellent. Okay, so now we will, of course, have maybe a little bit of a better game plan coming out from Smeagol, maybe not rushing that rapier on the gyrocopter. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Hopefully we can get some nice games here. Of course, Team Dignitas absolutely just... I don't want to say stomp, but I mean, in the laning phase, it wasn't like they stomped Smeagol down. I mean, it was pretty close to the laning phase up until, they let Owie farm, and like you mentioned. And so it's something that Smeagol has to work on here. They are going to go for the Treant Protector, but we just kind of researched this. This is the patch that Treant Protector got nerfed a little bit, right? So, yeah, about that.
Yeah, he literally just got nerfed, so this could be an issue for him.
Yeah, this might be a mistake. I'm not sure if they know that. Don't mind this little box here, by the way, on the screen. This is a UI error, so everyone just ignore that. That's that third box, I guess, for Smeagol, which would indicate that they would have third pick. It just goes to the ban, so everybody relax. It's fine. So Rubik and Gyrocopter coming down from Team Dignitas right now. 2 heroes that they play from time to time. And back when, I saw Universe play that, I guess, 4 or 5 position for Team Dignitas, he played an excellent Rubik, and he did so many different steals that impressed me so much. I don't think he's going to be playing that Rubik again, but I think Team Dignitas, they're confident in all of their support players and everybody playing support, except for pretty much Owie and Snake King. I don't think that they really... those two players are really comfortable in their farming abilities, especially Owie, which we saw in the previous game. Lone Druid going for Smeagol right now, and we've got some bans as well on top of that.
Interesting. So you don't believe carry players can naturally excel at support role? Curious, but actually just getting back to the game. A bunch of naturey heroes on the side of Smeagol between the Treant Protector and Lone Druid. I think Treant Protector's nerf is... it puts an emphasis on getting levels on him a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be... I don't know if it's going to actually take him out of the game, but we do see the whole side of Dignitas disconnect. So it looks like something happened in Vancouver.
All right, well, nope, Dignitas is back. At least one of them is. Who is that? That is Snake King. Snake King, tell us what happened. Snake King. Snake King, what happened? Oh, wait, that might only be in spectator chat. I just realized. Fog reconnected. He's not the drafter either. Way too sexy is drafting, by the way, for Team Dignitas, which is something they've been doing that for the past few days, I believe, or for a while now, actually. So, way too sexy as the drafter. They're going to use a little bit of their reserve time. They're all jumping back in, and... well, maybe they'll give us an explanation in just a minute. Maybe there is one in Skype that I can offer you. Nope, nothing here. So I don't know what happened, but we're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Maybe someone just kicked the wire. I don't know. But we do see they actually do get their ban out. They ban out the OD. And I think that's a pretty good choice. Treant Protector makes that OD a whole lot safer. At least he did before the nerf. But certainly probably does a similar thing where OD is a pretty comfortable mid laner. Whereas usually he's susceptible to a lot of ganks and harassment from outside sources. And in this game, he would be a pretty good choice for Smeagol. So not having him in the pool would be a nice ban for them. And Smeagol looking for a 4th ban here. They've already taken out support, a solo, and another solo. So we'll see if they want to focus on supports a little bit more, if they want to take out a jungler, and then we'll be the Chen.
Yeah, that Chen is going to go down. Of course, Dignitas played it pretty effectively in that last game. I got to say, it worked out really well for them. You see the puck ban coming out from the side of Team Dignitas. They don't want to give up that nice mid going early on for Smeagol here. And I was actually really impressed with the play of 272 on that Queen of Pain. Nature's Prophet is going to go for Team Dignitas, a hero that they pick up occasionally as well. And this is kind of just like, it mirrors the draft of Smeagol from last game, although you have to replace the Rubik with a Shadow Demon, but it's very similar. And, well, Dignitas, they had some connection issues, but I guess that's what their manager's for. So, Charlie, Monolith, I hope you got everything up and running, man. I hope it's working. Shout out to Charlie.
Yeah, whenever anything goes wrong, blame it on your manager.
Exactly.
That's pretty much what you do in competitive Dota.
Yeah.
Of course, managers, ever since that rule last year at TI2, managers not allowed to be in the booth during games.
I don't know what they're going to do without Charlie in there, man.
I don't know. They're going to struggle. They're probably going to need him to stand in some games just so they can have him in the booth.
And we've seen that before, dude. We've seen Charlie stand in.
How not that amazing he is at Dota
What?
on occasion.
Are you serious? He's got great Lena play. Listen, and I'm not even joking. Like, that's not even a joke. I really love Charlie's Lena play. I'm just going to say that from the get-go. But enough about Charlie. All shout-outs to him. We do see reserve time is going for Smeagol right now. They're going to pick up a hero in just a moment. 1 minute and 2 seconds right now. They've got the Lone Druid. They've got the Tree and Protector. Probably put that Lone Druid in a solo safe lane scenario. Something along those lines. But with the Tree and Protector, he's not the best aggressive tri-laner either. So it's not really... It's interesting to see what they're going to do. You don't want to put heroes together with your Lone Druid. You want to give him levels. You want to give him some... then again, he can go aggressive tri-lane. Or not, excuse me, aggressive tri-lane. He can go off lane if they want to. So there is that option for the Lone Druid. They're going to go with the Clockwork as well. So they have that nice initiation here. And looking at it, this is an okay team coming out from Smeagol. If that nerf isn't on Tree and Protector, which we're pretty sure that it is, in which case it's still an okay team, but Tree and Protector's effectiveness might be dwindling here. So
yeah, there's no damage in the side of Smeagol right now. I mean, Lone Druid, in theory, in hope, would get damage earlier on in the game, but inside of 18 minutes, these three heroes don't output damage. So you have to be feeling pretty comfortable if you're Dignitas. These last two hero picks from Smeagol have to be of the more aggressive variety. I don't think the Naga Siren, which is still available, would work out too well because they are lacking. So I think that kind of deters that for them. I think Dignitas might want to pick up the Naga Siren. They already have the Gyrocopter. They have some natural synergy between just the two of those heroes, and then Jakiro is still in the pool, which I don't know. I guess he's really not ban-worthy, so he's going to be in the pool in a lot of games. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they ended up going that way, but instead they go for the Queen of Pain.
that's all right.
And Queen of Pain is one of Snake King's prime heroes. It's a hero he really excels at, so you can see this working out for them as well. But we'll see what Smeagol decide to go with here to try and match up against that Quap. It's not going to be easy with the puck out, OD out. All the easy solutions are out of the pool.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll have to see what they want to do to match up against that Queen of Pain. There are still a couple of decent mid heroes in the pool. They're available right now. So we will have to see what they want to go for. Smeagol, they've got some time to think about it. 49 seconds to be exact on reserve time after the regular time does go. Remember, this is game number 2, and already taking game number 1 in a pretty quick fashion is Team Dignitas. And you'd be, I guess, remiss to say, not many people would be surprised by that result. You know, Team Dignitas with that expert play coming up. Smeagol, a relatively unknown team, and you mentioned I guess, kind of just brought the house down on the entire team. The full wholesale change coming out in terms of the team, with Taku being the only one of the few remaining members here, I think, for the original Smeagol that we saw in the group stages. But right now they have 25 seconds left on reserve time. They're looking for a semblance of hope here, maybe with a victory. Even if they do lose this game, they've got a third game to fall back on, but they got to try to at least throw up a good showing here in this game. I mean, with the previous game, I admired their brass to go for that rapier, but they need to have a nice laning phase. They've got to somehow try to stop Aui's farm, which is, it's not impossible to do that. But with heroes like Tree and Protector, who's not the best roamer, and you mentioned how he doesn't, really, I mean, none of these heroes really output that much damage in general. You mentioned how the Lone Druid, it takes them a while to get that damage. And they will pick up the Jakiro as well on top of that, but still, they need a little bit more here as well on top of that.
Yeah, they now have 4 heroes with 0 damage, so I'm really curious to see what this last hero is going to be. It has to be a carry. It's going to be with the Tree and Protector and the Jakiro. It really has to be a dynamic hero that can take full advantage of these team fights they're going to end up having to force. I'd say the Luna would be a Bane ban. That fits nowhere in Smeagol's setup, I don't believe. Yeah, no, I'm not seeing it, but Dignitas do opt to take out that Bane support, and Smeagol in return are going to look to take out another support, of course, because Dignitas can still fit one more into their lineup. But I think Enchantress wouldn't be that bad of a ban, since it doesn't look like they're going to try and go aggressive tri-lane. They can get another jungler and push with it. But going back to Smeagol, I think this fifth and final pick, Luna wouldn't be that bad of an option. Alchemist wouldn't be terrible, but of course his early game damage output is lacking there. It's a tough spot. It's a tough choice for me, honestly, because they are a very passive team. They want to sit back and turtle a little bit, it looks like.
Yeah, and that would facilitate some of that. Enigma is going to be picked up for Team Dignitas. He'll probably be put in the jungle here. Looks like Nature's Prophet's going to be in that off lane. Queen of Pain's going to be mid. Gyrocopter and Rubik are going to be up in the lane together. So that's going to be Team Dignitas' lineup. Pretty standard there. And with AUI 2000 farming on the Gyrocopter could be potentially dangerous for Smeagol. They've got to stop him from farming again. And this is the moment of truth. And you talked about a couple of key heroes that they could pick up. And what is your prediction? What is your one prediction? You get one right now. What is it? I'm putting you on the spot.
Juggernaut.
Okay, Juggernaut. He's going to lock in his prediction. I'm not predicting anything. I don't have to. It's Viper. All right, so nice try.
I don't know who does damage on this team. I'm so
Viper
confused.
Viper does damage.
Viper does decent damage, but it's not in the bursty variety, so they're not going to kill anybody right off the get-go, and then the response is huge. Queen of Pain burst damage. They just Prophet Wrath of Nature. Gyrocopter call down. I'm worried. I mean, Smeagol last game picked a lineup that looked really popular in this style of Dota that we're seeing right now in 6.78, but this team is so passive. They really want to sit back and be peaceful. They want to be the pacifist team because I think they're lacking.
That's not maybe the best idea in Dota, the pacifist team. Maybe not going to work out.
Pacifist Dota.
Yeah,
they look for the draw.
Yeah. And we'll see if they can get that done. We are going to get some quick disconnects, and I'm not sure what's happening real quick. But in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and introduce the teams here. On the side of Dignitas Universe, playing up the Nature's Prophet. Snaking will be on the Queen of Pain. Way Too Sexy on the Enigma. We're going to see Fogged will be on the Rubik. And finally, rounding it all out, AUI 2000 going to be on the Gyrocopter. Meanwhile, actually, if you'd like to introduce Smeagol, go ahead, please.
On the side of Smeagol, our Radiant team, we have KGB Killer playing the Jakiro. We have 272 on the Lone Druid, DDC on the Treant Protector, Taku playing the Viper, and Sono on the Clockwork.
Yeah, so there it is, guys. And anybody, well, anyone who really talks with me enough will know that I enjoy a good bit of Viper. When I play a game of Dota and I'm feeling like, you know what, I want to win, and I'm not going to be facing up against too hard of an opponent, we got to take that Viper mid. And it's just so enjoyable just to see that poison attack, and they're like, wow, that does a lot of damage because I'm a squishy int hero who's playing mid right now. You know, and it's just so satisfying to just get double kills with poison attack, and it's just like, it's not, it doesn't feel like you're really accomplishing a whole lot or doing a whole lot, you know, whereas if you play a Puck or a Queen of Pain, it requires some semblance of skill to play those heroes, right? You know, Viper, just right click, you know, it's not even a problem. Corrosive Skin also a very, very excellent ability now after its buff. I mean, you look at what it has at its level 4. When somebody hits you, it gives you a 25% move slow, attack slow 25%, magic resistance of 25% as well on top of that, and a nice little bit of 25 damage over time. So Corrosive Skin, the way people like to level Viper now, go for that 3 into the poison attack, 2 into the Nether Toxin, max out your Corrosive Skin, of course getting Viper Strike all the while. But certainly a good hero. And we've seen him a lot more recently, thankfully. I mean, he was at a point in the scene, in the metagame, if you will, where he wasn't being picked, like, at all. And that, you know, kind of made my heart sink a little bit. But now, he's here. He's back. I'm excited. You expressed the lack of damage coming out from Smeagol. I expressed that. Taku, well, maybe he can get that going. But I hope he doesn't build a Divine Rapier again. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah, so my perception of Viper is that he's a good hero. He's one of these secondary carries. I'd equate him with a Razor, except he can play middle a little bit better. Equate him with something like a Dragonite, where it's a carry that does well in the early game, but then requires that 1.5 times more farm than a normal carry would to be on the same level as they are as you get towards the later stages of the game. And that's a little bit better than a hero like Morana, who late game needs 2 times more farm to be ahead, but it definitely is a little bit of a burden relative to a hero like Gyrocopter, who, if he has 2 items and Viper has 2 items, the Gyrocopter's ahead at the 25-minute mark. So that's my major concern with Viper. Of course, if you get things rolling in the earlier stages of a game, you can cash in on his value, and he will get that extra bit of farm along the way. So I think he's a good hero. There's definitely a huge upside. I like the way players are using him, teams are using him. They're putting him up against this OD pretty often in the middle lane because he can actually fare decently in the lane. So it's creative, and he definitely has a place. You're right, the corrosive skin buff is pretty awesome too.
Yeah. So people are going to try to put Viper down, but no, Viper doesn't deal with that. He doesn't take crap from anybody. He's going to be doing that poison attack all day, every day, and hopefully Taku will be able to get something done here on this Viper early on. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. This is the American Dota League Playoffs. It is the quarterfinals. Game number 2 between Dignitas and Smeagol. And Dignitas taking the first game pretty handedly. You can see DDC's got that living armor going right now. And if we look at it, yes, it is going to be 6.78C. As you can see, the living armor instances have been changed. It was 7 for damage instances all across the board. Now it's only at 4. You have to level it out to max to get that 7 damage instance. So it's not quite as good as it was before. In fact, it's a pretty significant nerf if you ask most people. So it's something that we'll look forward to in the coming game and just see how it goes. And poison attack, Scream of Pain already going on Taku. He's being aggressive here, trying to trade hits with Snake King, and Taku is going to get living armored, but it's immediately going to go down, and you just see how quickly it falls. And now they're realizing that, well, wait a second, this is maybe not the best thing for us right now. So
yeah, I don't know how he almost got that kill. This is really rough, and he's got to be super careful now because he started with a really aggressive build too, only going for 3 tangos, and living armor isn't going to regen him as effectively, but he should be okay now as he stabilizes a little bit there. Sneaking almost got that first blood, and that would have been quite the first blood, just auto attacks exchanged from both parties and ending up netting a kill for one of them. But bottom lane's already pushing hard. This is a lone druid duo semi-tri lane, and they're going to just try and apply pressure to this tower. The only problem is you're depriving levels from the lone druid, so the demolish is going to come later stage of the game, and that definitely does help out his pushing. So we'll see how that affects him as we progress.
Yeah, with this tri-lane right now, and we talked about it, giving levels to, of course, this druid, you can send him into an off-lane, but that's exactly not what they're doing. Universe is doing okay right now. He's only sitting on 2 last hits. The biggest deal is that he's gaining experience, and it's really not that big of a problem. The more they push this out, the easier for Universe it is to grab experience. Is exactly what you need. Up in the top lane, Sano taking a lot of damage. Nice cogs. He's going to save his life for the moment, but he's got no TP. He's going to salve up. He might actually be okay here. They're going to cancel that salve, though, and there it goes. Sano trying to eat his way through. There's the rocket barrage, but he can't connect with more. First blood is going to go for Aoi 2000. That's exactly what they wanted up in that top lane. And Aoi, despite not getting necessarily the best farm, he gets a kill, and that's really going to help him out a lot.
Yeah, he gets that kill, so it's going to be really nice for him. And it looks like top lane might consider applying some pressure to this tower sooner than later because, of course, with the Enigma, they have a good deal of pushing power up here. And Universe is doing a pretty good job on the bottom lane, but if they try to dive him here, bring in all the supports at once, he could be in a little bit of danger once that level 5 is up for the lone druid. So I wouldn't be too surprised if they eventually switch their focus to top and go for one of these early game pushes again. But the middle lane is where we really are focused as well, and Viper's doing an amazing job here. Taku's 10-5 against 7-3 on snaking, so he really is doing a good job of bullying this Queen of Pain effectively early on. He has level 2 in the orb now as well, so that's going to be even more frustrating for the Quap. So really good job from Taku so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And once you get down to level 3 for Viper with that poison attack, the cooldown goes to 0. It does cost a bit of mana, but he's got a bottle, so he's not really concerned about that. Living Armor doing a nice job of just taking away damage from that Scream of Pain. We talked about the instances not being as significant once you're, of course, only at level 1. If you can get to level 4, absolutely, it's just the same as it was before, but that's going to require levels, which you're not going to be getting in that tri-lane down there. I mean, with, of course, the Lone Druid, you're not really pulling. The Lone Druid's level 4, but, of course, the supports are level 2 right now. Meanwhile, they have Way Too Sexy in the jungle, so it's more sort of that 2.5 lane you called earlier with Way Too Sexy in that jungle. You've got Fog pulling effectively. You've got him stacking. He's sitting at level 4, and Aoi's sitting at 5 right now. So his farm is starting to get there. He's got 20 last hits as well, and that's really the problem. Taku needs to be effective here in the mid game, where Aoi doesn't have any farm or items. He'll be able to do some damage there with that poison attack, even without items, but that's something that you're going to have to keep in mind, is that if Taku can't be effective here, it's going to be difficult for, I think, SMG to take this really to the late stages of the game, because Aoi's just going to be going to town on people, essentially.
Yeah, that's a good point you bring up about way too sexy in the jungle as well. He's getting more farm. That's something that they don't have on the side of
Sano.
Smeagol, and they're diving top. Snano's in trouble.
Yeah, do they want to keep going here? They've got that living armor going on Sano right now. Meanwhile, there's going to be that rocket barrage and just too much damage. The Malefice is going to go, and Way 2 is going to take that easy kill with his Eidolons grabbing that kill. Nicely done there. So Sano in this top lane, he's having a rough time. Meanwhile, mid lane, Snaking has to blink away. Taku is being aggressive with that level 3 poison attack. The living armor going again down to the bottom lane. 3 heroes here. They maybe want to try to push and trade, but this is tough. I mean, already this tower so low in health. They might use a fortification now. There is going to be a flare flying out. Doesn't matter. Tower's going to go for Aoi 2000. That's going to be even more gold for him. Exactly what they want. Pretty much a carbon copy of the game previously we saw, except you don't have an anti-mage, you have a gyrocopter, which could be either more frustrating or less frustrating depending on who you're asking. So
Yeah, I definitely think that the gyrocopter is a competent carrier as well. So, I mean, there's no answer to this push, though. They don't want to give up their pressure on the bottom lane and give Universe more space. He's already gotten level 5, so he's doing a tremendous job on that off-lane Nature's Prophet, which we've seen in the past. It's not an easy thing to do. Lots of players get completely shut out and suffer a couple of casualties, but in this case, he's doing a good job. And if they were to alleviate some of the pressure, they'd let him do even better. And they're just going to have to let this tower go, honestly. I mean, Sano can't come forward in the lane. He's proven that twice already now. So they're going to end up losing a tier 2 here on the top lane as well. And then they're going to bring this pressure over towards the mid and try and help out Snaking, who has been a little bit overwhelmed, we can say. He's definitely down by a couple CS. He's been harassed pretty effectively. And we'll see if they can bring some of the supports in and change that. But they don't actually finish off the tier 2 on the top lane. They decide to back off.
Yeah, they were living armoring that pretty consistently, and Sano was throwing flares out. They were taking too much damage. They had to back off. Fog's going to throw down this nice aggressive ward here in the mid lane. You talked about Snaking taking some damage, not being able to get his full CS. He's still doing okay against this Viper right now, and if you look at the graphs as well, I don't think Dignitas is in a position to really be afraid here. They've got a nice 3,000 experience and gold lead. So Dignitas early on leading this game, and really the only lane that might be going well for the side of Smeagol is going to be this middle lane, because they are giving levels to Universe. He's not getting a whole lot of farm. 15 CS is still pretty good. Now he's going to TP out. Looks like he's heading mid. They want to go for a gank on Taku, and he's going to cancel that TP. And that push is still coming in that bottom lane right now. There is still no demolish on that bear. Of course, you see level 5 Lone Druid. They've got the entangle, so they might be able to chase there. There's going to be a fortification now. A TP coming in from the side of Dignitas. There's going to be the dual breath coming in. Snaking, looking for more. 272's got to be careful. It does not have that true form. They're going to grab the kill on the Nature's Prophet. Blink forward. Snaking, he's got the Sonic Wave. Living armor going as well. Meanwhile, Fog cleaning up the side of DDC. Scream of Pain, the root going. Snaking, it's going to fall to this. Double kill going out for the Lone Druid. Bear was stolen. Doesn't really matter. He doesn't have anything on it. The Ice Path. Fog might be next. And some big plays. 272 getting a triple kill. And a huge mistake for Dignitas. He should have used that Sonic Wave earlier on 272, but he neglected to use it.
Yeah, he was going to use it, but the living armor was there, so he wanted to kind of take it down with his auto attacks. But it definitely was a greedy play. And now, huge turnaround for Smeagol, getting a couple of kills there. Actually, 3 onto the Lone Druid. And now they're going to be able to push this tower and actually finish it off, because Lone Druid is level 7, Demolish is a factor, and this tower is going to go down quickly. If that Ice Path hit, Universe might have went down for the second time. And I was just talking a moment ago about how important it is to keep Universe alive, and then they end up baiting him into a death, kind of. Actually, it was a response play, so he was already going to die. But nonetheless, that definitely turned things around in this bottom lane, and you're giving a good amount of farm to this Lone Druid.
Who? Viper.
Yeah, middle lane Viper.
Malefice. If he needs to, he can use that black hole. Taku's still trying to get out of there. Living armor is going to fly. Will they chase, though? There could be response coming out from the side of Smeagol. There is one TP, but that is only from the Treant Protector, who at this point is level 4, so he's really not doing anything other than being sort of menacing, if anything at all. So that TP response is kind of negated. And that is a living armor steal coming out from Fogged, and so that is going to be pretty annoying. Now that he has level 6, he has that spell steal, and he's going to be stealing pretty much on cooldown. Now Snaking Ice Path. There's the Viper Strike. He's got to back away right now. Is there any more response? Do they want to chase uphill? It doesn't look like it. So Smeagol trying to go for that aggressive play. They use the Viper Strike, which is a significant cooldown, I guess, about 75 seconds, 80 seconds. So that's something you have to keep in mind. Way too sexy. He wants to come mid. He has the Soul Ring. He's got a Buckler as well. They can go for that Black Hole if necessary. He's got that movement speed if he doesn't get hit from that Tranquil Boots. There's the call down. Taku going to get Telekinesis. Nice Ice Path, but Taku shouldn't survive from this. The Sonic Wave is going to blow him up this time, and it looks like Aoi 2000 is going to grab that kill. So nicely done there. Meanwhile, Sano getting sprouted up. He's got to back off. Sano is only level 5 as well. He doesn't have that hook shot. They might just dive. Big scream of pain coming in right now, but can Snaking finish anybody off there? There's the ice path. They want to get that kill on KGB. They will still go. Fog picking off the side of the clockwork. There's the living armor now. Here comes 272. He doesn't really have anything he can offer here. Living armor still going on KGB right now. The ice path is going to hit on Snaking. He wants that bear. The Malphite is going. Snaking's got to get out of there. The living armor now coming in from Fog. Here comes the side. Snaking barely getting out of there. I thought he was going to go down, but the right clicks will get the kill. So KGB Killer picking up the kill there. And I think they trade 2 for 1 there. Fog grabbed that kill on Sano. So not the best trade coming up for SMG, but they still pick up a kill in what looked to be a very, 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 no pun intended, dire situation.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Dignitas got out of that as cleanly as they did, because they overcommitted pretty hard, and only losing Snaking is probably a pretty good result for them considering how heavily they committed. But nonetheless, still another kill coming this side of Smeagol, an assist going to Lone Druid. Lone Druid sitting on 1100 gold, and he already has his Gloves of Haste. I'm going to assume this is a Maelstrom build because it's a past 10 minutes, so I don't think we're going to see a late Midas. I think Maelstrom would probably be one of the better choices in the IUI is caught.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely in some trouble. He was trying to TP out. I thought he might have been able to make it, but there was a nice hook shot coming in from Sano, and Taku picking up that kill with the Viper Strike and the Poison Attack. Nicely done from the side of Smeagol. Sorry to cut you off.
It's okay. Middle lane Snaking is apparently a magnet for entangles. I mean, they're first hit entangling him every time, and he is struggling in this game as he struggled in last game.
Ice Frog, please. Please.
Ice Frog, please. Please. But seriously, he doesn't like bears. Like Snaking, the king does not like bears. Yeah. And they're going to go ahead and push this middle lane out as best they can. There's a black hole still available, I believe, on Way Too Sexy. Yes, there is. So they have to be careful with their positioning. They have a long range disable in the form of the ice path, so maybe they can take a couple liberties. But it looks like we're going to get to see some more aggressive play on the bottom lane, Taku.
Yeah, he is in some trouble. There's that telekinesis Viper Strike. It looks like it was stolen. Yeah, so Taku definitely in some trouble. That living armor not going to save him this time around. TP rotation too late. KGB, you are in a bad position, my friend. The Treants are going to continue to chase. He's going to throw down his Macropyre, not hitting really anything. Blink from Snaking, who came out of nowhere, seemingly. Now there's more rotations coming through from the side of the Radiant and the Dire. 272 is down here right now, but there are 5 heroes down here. There's going to be, of course, the Malphite going in. 272, he's in some trouble. The living armor already getting canceled. Telekinesis is going to go. They're going to bring him back. 272, he's pretty tanky. It's call down going as well. There's the black hole. Aoi 2000 still chasing after that Treant up there. They're going to grab that kill on 272, and Gyro will pick off the side of DDC. So it looked okay for Smeagol for some period of time, but some bad rotations coming in, and Dignitas makes them pay for their mistakes. They'll pick up the tier 1 tower right now, and it looks like they might want to keep pressure on here. Aoi 2000 almost has his drums done, and he's going for the phase drum combo on the Gyrocopter. Way Too Sexy will be getting closer to that mech as well, as something is flying out right now, the recipe for the headdress and the recipe for the mech. So there it is. That is the mech done for Way Too Sexy. Actually, it doesn't have a ring of health, it looks like, but he can always just disassemble those Tranquil Boots, which he's probably going to do.
Yeah, and the response for Dignitas in these instances have been so fast. Fog gets caught by a hookshot, he's going to actually drop here. No matter what, they're going to try and turn 2, but Universe is going to TP out.
Yeah, that's safely. A waste of a Viper Strike, unfortunately.
Yeah, and, it's still low cooldown.
You can't steal the poison attack, so really the only thing you can steal from Taku is Viper Strike, which is actually a really good spell to steal now that you think about it. Now that I think about it specifically.
It's pretty infuriating too, because you're right, they can't steal the poison strike. There's nothing you can do about it. You're giving it up to Rubik. Rubik uses it, and then of course he can just take another ability afterwards once his cooldown resets. So that is pretty annoying if you're playing against Rubik as a Viper. That's a good point. But I just want to speak of Dignitas' response to a lot of these situations is just quicker, and it's forcing Smeagol to kind of run into odd man situations time and time again. And that is definitely going to start pinning them behind. They're behind on gold because these towers are down. They've only taken down 1 tower, but Dignitas have taken down 2, and then of course the kill advantage is the remainder of it. It's not like anyone's CSing particularly well though, and Fog does steal off the bear form, so he is in the druid form for now. And this could be the worst thing to steal as a Rubik, because now you're melee.
It's just funny. And I mean, if Snaking's afraid of bears, well, that's not good. He's got one on his team. Like, that's not good.
Let's see if Fog entangles Snaking.
Yeah, that would be weird. He's actually going to transfer back to his human form. So, well, I guess whatever form the Magus is, apparently. Gyrocopter finishes his drum. And Universe going for that Shadow Blade, so looking at everything right now, it looks like Smeagol looking to go on mid right now, looking at the items, point booster for snaking, looking to maybe go for an Aghanim Scepter, no BKBs going for the side of Smeagol, and probably won't be for some time or at all. Now there's going to be an Ice Path, nice stolen Ice Path actually, which is coming out, but of course that big Ice Path and the Macro Pyre Sonic Wave is going to go. Meanwhile, Snaking is going to drop 1-for-1 trade right now, but here's Howie 2002-72. He is next, and now of course KGB as well on the backside. Late to the party is Taku. Spell is stolen. It is Viper Strike. Obviously, it's going to hit him. It's going to slow him, and the Rocket Barrage is just too much. Howie 2000 with a double kill, and now it's starting to look like that first game. And Dignitas, they're firing on all cylinders here. Should be able to easily take this tower and maybe even more afterwards.
Fog starts the fight with an Ice Path and ends the fight with a Viper Strike. I'd say that's a pretty good set from a Rubik, and he really is doing a great job of getting those spells that he wants and turning them against Smeagol so effectively. 13-7, so it's another close early game, but Dignitas' team play is definitely on a different level than Smeagol right now. And you definitely see some promise in their laning phase. Being able to shut down snaking pretty effectively early here is a good sign, but they need to be able to respond or set up different opportunities quicker than what they've done so far if they want to really compete at this level.
Yeah, I mean, right now, they've played okay. I think that the play from Fogg has been pretty much outstanding. He's been a part of these big team fights, and he's been one of the reasons why they've been able to flourish in these team fights. You talked about the Viper Strike and the Ice Path. Telekinesis as well. 272, he's gotten some decent farm. It looks like he is going for that Maelstrom. He's going to get hit up by that homing missile. The Bear just trying to do something. Taku, he's going to get Malphized again. Of course, there is that Ice Path stolen once more for Fog. There's the call down. Living Armor's going to go. That's not going to save his life. The Ice Path back in there. Nicely done. And Snaking with a huge double kill. But man, you got to give credit to Fog there. Excellently done. Sauna's going to fall next as well. And Aoi 2000, nope, that actually kill got split there. Next is going to be the Bear. Aoi 2000 grabbing another kill. This time, of course, on DDC. Bear is going to go down there. Not, of course, the Lone Druid himself, but the Bear will, in fact, go down. Now the Tier 2s are starting to fall. And Dignitas, they're on a warpath right now. They've got a 12,000 experience lead, a 14,000 gold lead. And this game, I don't want to say is, out of reach, but it's starting to look like that for Smeagol.
Yeah, it's definitely getting there. I mean, there's no way around it. It is getting close to disastrous for Smeagol. I mentioned a moment ago, their CS seem to be on similar levels as we hear the Ice Path flying off and the engage uphill. But that's not making that big
big hood shot. I'm way too sexy. He's going to fall as well. They're overgrowth as well. Nice response coming out from the side of Smeagol, but the Sonic Wave blowing up too already. Aoi 2000 trying to lay into some people here, but he is going to take some more damage from Taku, and now they can't continue to fight. Snaking with an aggressive blink grabs another kill. 3-for-1 trade so far. Snaking is not going to make it out, but in the end, they get the better of that trade by far. And so it looks like Smeagol, they tried their best there, but even with a pretty great engagement, they lose 3 heroes, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how the game has really been going. There's a good amount of farm on the side of Dignitas. They're prepared to cope with this engage effectively. Gyrocopter opts for a Sanjin Yasha because why not? It's a little bit different than Taku's build last game, where he went for that first item Rapier, which I thought was probably the best build I've ever seen on a Gyrocopter.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
And I'm not sure why he isn't just copying that. I know it's a little bit posh to copy somebody straight off a game that you just beat them in, but it definitely seems like a worthwhile plan. Nature's Prophet also gets a Shadow Blade, and they're going to go ahead and gank Taku in the top lane.
Yeah, and Taku is going to be in some trouble to be sure of. I mean, that again, the telekinesis into the Ice Path from Fog, just too much, but there is going to be, of course, that Viper Strike now getting stolen from Fog once again, and Taku's like, give me a freaking break. And so he will go down. It looked like he had a chance to escape there, but Fog, he's like, no, I don't, no way. Aoi 2000 in the meantime, grabbing a kill. It looks like in the bottom lane. Yep, absolutely was in the bottom lane with Clockwork a little out of position there, it seems. And all joking aside, that Rapier first build, not sure what was going through Taku's mind. Didn't really work out. The Sanjin Yasha, an okay item. I don't mind it. Even on a Gyrocopter, people will say, yeah, okay, on a Lifestealer, it's great. On a Gyrocopter, I don't mind it either. I think it could provide you a lot of what you're missing in the early game. So, it's not too expensive as well on top of that. I mean, there's better items for the money that you're spending, but he is going to go for that SNY. He's also going to get chased away here by a bear, a tree, and a dual-headed dragon, so.
Yeah. Pretty interesting game so far. I mean, I really did like I mean, I'm being honest when I say that I think the laning phase wasn't bad from Smeagol. I mean, Lone Druid tri-lane isn't the easiest thing to execute, and they definitely had some success down there getting a couple of kills earlier on here, but they need to come together a little bit more substantially and a little bit more powerful than what they've done. And now we do see a smoke. This is a good opportunity to try and cut them off at the Roche, but it looks like Roche is going to be dead by the time they get there.
Yep, it definitely will be. And so they're going to be fighting into an Aegis right now. Meanwhile, Dignitas with the smoke immediately outside of it, but the fight is already beginning. Fog in some trouble. Fog getting lit up first. He's going to go down. There's the hook shot. Not really hitting. The cogs are going right now. Aui's absolutely laying into everybody. A big overgrowth, but it doesn't matter. Snaking with, of course, that sonic wave just obliterates a bunch of people. 272 trying to hide behind those trees. You're not fooling anybody. The king will grab 2. And, well, it looks like somebody received a prize. So congratulations to a name that I cannot pronounce down there. Smeagol now. Only one left is San O, who decided to TP back home and say, okay, I'm done here. But you mentioned how they need to come together. I think they also need to maybe not pick these quirky little strategies. As much as I like Viper, it's not really standard play to see him, especially even if you have a Treant Protector. And with the Treant Protector nerf that just came through, literally just came through at the start of this series, it's something that they needed to kind of address. And I don't think Treant Protector is going to be really as useful now. Now, snaking, aggressive blink going on to, of course, KGB Killer. The cooldown's going to go. Taku, Viper Strike, Macro Pyre. Snaking taking some damage, but Taku taking a lot more. Snaking's going to blink out of there. The Ice Path will not connect, and Snaking, way too sexy, is looking for that black hole. Not going to find it. He says, maybe I'll just back off for now. They have Snaking with them, but Snaking's actually very low. Oh, nice snipe coming out from Sano. Very well done. The route onto AUI 2000. He does, of course, have the Aegis, so he'll be okay if he does go down, but he is not. Universe TPing aggressively into the base. He's going to look for another one. Of course, you can see that Hex is going to go double kill for Universe. Sahil O'Neal with another 2. 272, he's going to try to TP out home. Sano, nice hook shot. Wow is called. That's not GG. I was expecting the other thing to be called. And, yeah, well.
Well, we have a moment here. Of course, Dignitas having a wonderful game overall. I want to point out that there are viewers in-game that are sporting a Dignitas pennant, and I did some research, and there's no Dignitas pennant in the shop, so I have no idea how they got their hands on that exclusive Insider VIP pennant. I'm definitely a little bit jealous, and we appreciate that they're watching in-game with us, because that also means they purchased an ADL ticket, which is amazing. Supporting this tournament is going to be crucial to develop it and make it better in the future. If they want to come back with a second season, it's going to be based on the amount of support they receive, not only in viewers on the stream, but also in purchase in-game tickets.
Right, and more ADL means more American teams to sprout up and try to compete for that prize pool. Now a big engagement. We will see AUI 2000 going godlike. 2 down. Rubik picking up the other kill there. Double kill going for AUI 2000 as he picks up beyond godlike. And, well, why not? The way this game has been going. I was going to go ahead and take that. They're looking for the tier 4s as well. There's one set of racks left, but why bother? They're just going to look for the GG at this point. Smeagol, despite how, I mean, you know, they've been getting beat here, they're not going to give the satisfaction of calling GG. It's going to come down to the bitter end every time. It looks like for Dignitas to try to finish them off, and really I like that. I mean, I like the play coming out from Smeagol. I think that actually could have potential here. Taku taking some damage right now. Remember, this is only game 2. Taku is going to fall. Another Viper Strike from Fogged, who's been hitting them literally every time, because it's so easy to steal when that Viper is in your radius. So, I got to say, it is game number 2, you know, and this victory is going to be going for Dignitas right now, but there still is, you know, 3 more games to come back from, and we've seen it before, i.e. last night, so things could happen. It would take a pretty monumental climb here from Smeagol, especially with just who they're playing up against. Out 2000 is going to fall, and that Aegis, of course, is going to use itself up, and DDC is going to, of course, take the hit there. And GG is going to go, as the well is going to fall. But yeah, like you mentioned, actually I'm kind of switching gears here, but the American Dota League, we really appreciate the support. People that buy the tickets definitely help out. Of course, more American Dota means more American teams to form out of it, and we definitely need some more of those. You know, we're kind of a little bit lacking in that scenario. But to finish it all off, we will see Aoi 2000, 688 GPM this time around. Team Dignitas is going to take game number 2. We're going to head to game number 3 right after a quick commercial break. So, you know, a few shout-outs beforehand. Check out AmericanDotaLeague.com. You know, make sure you check everything over there, including, of course, the standings, the schedule, the VODs, whatever you'd like. Definitely a lot of fun over there. Check out Twitter.com/AmericanDota and Twitch.tv/AmericanDotaLeague if you're one of those people who's following us in-game. So thank you for that. If you want to purchase up a ticket, we talked about it. It's $5 in the Dota store. Make sure you check that out. With me tonight is John. You can follow our Twitter.com/NYJohnTV. Any shout-outs, John?
Um, Shout out to the American Dota League again. And that's about it for right now. Excited to see Game 3. Maybe Smeagol will have some fight left in him. I'm
Yeah,
hoping.
hope so. But we are going to jump into game number 3 in just a moment. Once again, my name is Mont. You can follow me at twitter.com/Montota2. Make sure you give us any criticism or feedback in the chat. We'd absolutely love that. But we are going to jump into game number 3 in just 1 second. So everybody stick around. We'll be right back.